In the city of Kobe in Japan, buildings stand tightly packed together, but one empty structure looms above the rest.
Right at the edge of the city, suddenly the buildings stop and this hill just climbs up away from you.
It's heavily wooded with very, very dense foliage, and so it's really extraordinary to find in the middle of it this striking, decrepit building.
It's like something out of a sci-fi movie where it's half man-made and half just taken over by nature.
The only way to reach it is to step on board the old funicular railway.
Above here, there's a structure that's about 90 years old. The building sits on top of a very high precipice, with an incredible view over the whole of Kobe City.
The unrivaled position the site holds was matched only by its elaborate interiors.
The decoration here is fantastic. I mean, so many brilliant details. And you can tell in its time, this place must have been absolutely amazing. But now it is falling to pieces.
The building has suffered with all sorts of events over the years.
It really looks like it's been through wars or hell, but the question is, what ended this place?
From the top of the railway on Maya Mountain, a solitary path leads towards the old abandoned structure. Utsumi Kanichi works for the Heritage Group now in charge of the building.
Originally, Maya Mountain was a religious site. Then a large temple called Tenjoji Temple was built here, and it needed a funicular to bring all the materials up. After that, many visitors used the funicular to come up to worship, so this structure was built to welcome them when they arrived.
The original Art Deco features point to the early ambition of this place, which opened in 1929.
In Japan at that time, Art Deco was seen as futuristic. It was the latest cultural import from the West, and this building reflects that fashionable trend.
There's a lot of enthusiasm about the future, and a lot of the design aesthetic really reflects that machine age perspective. You see it in New York, in Paris, in London, with these beautiful lines, trying to imitate the same clean lines of a locomotive or an airplane. That style, you see it all over Japan, and that enthusiasm is expressed in this building as well.
Over there, around the stage, it's designed with curves. That's the style. If I had been alive at the time, I would have loved to have seen it in all its glory.
This vision of modernity was the Maya Club. Boasting public baths, a restaurant, and a theater, this was a destination in its own right.
This is the screening room. It used to be a cinema where they showed films every day. Chandeliers hung from the ceiling, and there was a red carpet on the floor. This was a place where people in Kobe came to enjoy themselves. Those people who visited weren't rich or anything. This place was for everyone.
You can still see the sublime level of decoration, the intellectual energy that went into this place. It must have been marvelous in its heyday.
It was built on the promise of a prosperous future, but the rumble of war, which could be heard in the distance, began to threaten the hilltop haven.
Those rooms that had been packed, the grand dining hall, the entertainment room, once filled with people, slowly began to quieten and empty out.
During the early decades of the 20th century, Japan had been pursuing a mission of imperial expansion. They entered the Second World War after attacking the US in December 1941. Japan's mainland cities were in direct line of fire when the US fought back in 1945.
The skies above Kobe were filled with US bombers. Tons of explosives were dropped on the city.
So in the last few months of the war, the city is devastated.
Almost 9,000 people and 3 square miles of Kobe were obliterated. The destruction went right to the foot of Maya Mountain. The club itself escaped the worst of the carnage, and it would soon prove invaluable. Sitting high above Kobe, the Maya Club survived the US bombing raids of the Second World War. Now, its time of national service was about to begin.
So, this was the guest room floor for the original facility. After the war, soldiers who came back from overseas and those people who lost their homes in Kobe began living here in these rooms.
So the site is turned into a kind of barracks, and they can use this as a base from which they search for their lost family members amidst the devastation of what used to be Kobe.
Their task, their terrible task, was to try to find in all of the rubble their families and their lives and to try and put those back together.
After somehow making it out the other side of the war years, for this building, soon there was hope for a brighter future.
Yes, it was damaged and derelict, but actually, throwing a little bit of money at it, it could be brought back to its glory days, but with a slight twist as a hotel.
The whole site's been restored to its former glory. It's vibrant, it's luxurious, and people can once again enjoy these magnificent views of the city.
But as the damage writ large across the building shows, this story has no fairy tale ending.
Just when it looked as its future was assured, disaster struck again.
The year was 1967. The storm was Typhoon Billy.
A typhoon hits Kobe, killing hundreds and causing catastrophic mudslides. Those mudslides damaged the building beyond repair. It probably could have been fixed, but the new owners, the cost was just too much. So it's abandoned again. It had a second life, but it was painfully brief.
Those mudslides came inside here. It was such a mess that they couldn't run it as a hotel anymore.
While the site has seen a few other short-lived uses through the years, it would never fully recover from this devastating natural catastrophe. Now being watched over by the Maya Mountain Revitalization Association, this building is about to enter a new phase.
I was born and bred in this city, and this building has always been here. I believe tangible things will eventually return to nature. So, I want to protect them.